Following the revelation that the Department of Justice mishandled evidence in former President Donald Trump's classified documents case, Representative Jim Jordan has opened an investigation into the matter. In a letter to the DOJ, Jordan stated, "The role of a prosecutor is to seek justice. This obligation requires all department prosecutors, including and especially Special Counsel Smith, and the attorneys in his office to investigate and prosecute claims without the taint of prosecutorial misconduct." So Jack Smith is in big trouble and he's being called into the Senate. On top of that, today, Judge Eileen Cannon of Florida has just indefinitely postponed the Trump classified documents case, with evidence of the White House's involvement and the acknowledgement of evidence tampering. Judge Eileen believes there is a lot to iron out before this case can move forward. So it's not likely that this will be pursued in court before the 2024 election. With that being said, being charged with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in New York is no joke. While I'd hope jail is unlikely here, the judge has already threatened Donald Trump with jail time for violating a gag order again. Judge Juan Merchan warned Donald Trump by stating, "It appears that the $1,000 fines are not serving as a deterrent. Mr. Trump, I want you to understand the last thing I want to do is put you in jail. The magnitude of such a decision is not lost on me, but at the end of the day, I have to do my job." Now, in my heart of hearts, I believe Judge Juan Merchan would love to be the guy that locks Donald Trump in jail. But I also believe he's smart enough to know he will guarantee that Donald Trump wins the election. So he's not going to throw him in jail lightly. Now, following this jail threat, Trump welcomed the prospect of going to jail for standing up for the U.S. Constitution and the right to free speech. He stated, "The judge has given me a gag order and said that you'll go to jail if you violate it. And frankly, you know what? Our Constitution is much more important than jail. It's not even close. I'll do that sacrifice any day." So Trump says he is willing to be arrested and jailed in the name of the Constitution and his First Amendment rights to freedom of speech. By the way, thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out because it tells YouTube to share these videos with other people. So thank you guys so much. As the trial enters its 13th day, adult film actress Stormy Daniels gave detailed testimony, which included an unwanted advance from Trump. This twist was a bit of a shock as it was revealed to be happening last minute. For those unaware, Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen's, supposedly paid Daniels $130,000 through a shell corporation not to talk about their alleged affair. Prosecutors have argued that Donald Trump illegally classified the payment to Daniels as a legal expense to cover up the alleged affair. However, the defense has argued that this was in fact a legitimate expense. The case will ultimately come down to whether people believe Michael Cohen, who has lied and gone to jail for lying, or Donald Trump. However, the accounting team head that actually signed the check, cut the check, said that this was in fact his doing, his call, and it looked like a legal expense. So basically, this case is falling apart. Now, Travis Media Group on Twitter summarized Stormy Daniels nicely today once she stopped making inappropriate sex jokes on the stand. They wrote, "Stormy Daniels may have helped Trump win this case more than she's aware, and hopefully Trump's prosecution puts the pressure on her. Based on her testimony, this entire case should be shut down. She said while speaking with Donald Trump, he never offered her a penny and never told her to keep silent. That would mean that he never tried to hide the story for political purposes. She also said Michael Cohen worked out the payment agreement with her. Once again, this puts Michael Cohen's on the hook, not Donald Trump. Michael Cohen's made every agreement, and Trump was not at any point involved. Now, this entire case will come down to Donald Trump's words and evidence versus Michael Cohen again, a known liar who went to jail for lying. Now, Stormy Daniels has once again found herself caught in a lie, this time on the stand under oath. She said early during testimony that she didn't care about the money, but then she told prosecutors she had her attorney send a threatening letter demanding money or the deal was off. She canceled that original deal before later making a new deal. All of the contact was done between her attorney and Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen's, not with Donald Trump. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the prosecution begins treating her as a hostile witness, as she's doing nothing to help their case, meaning that they're going to flip on her because her testimony doesn't drag Donald Trump through the mud enough. Now, Trump's team will have a field day once they begin cross-examination. By the way, you probably know this, but Stormy Daniels signed not one, but 2 letters saying she never slept with Donald Trump and was not paid $130,000. In fact, she owes Donald Trump $300,000 because she lost a lawsuit against him for lying. Now, this came up on the stand, and she said she has no money and never plans to pay Donald Trump what he is legally owed. So I don't know. This is starting to look like a second round of extortion. She's admitting she's completely broke. She hates Donald Trump, and she saw that he has billions of dollars, and she'd like to get some of that. Again, this is becoming a complete clown show. Now, listen to this. New York State Senator Kevin Parker helped push the Adult Survivors Act, which removed the statute of limitation on sexual assault and rape in the state of New York. This legislation is what enabled E. Jean Carroll, to sue Donald Trump. Now, Parker himself is being sued for assault on a woman in 2004. So the guy that made it legal for E. Jean Carroll to sue Donald Trump is now being sued for sexually assaulting someone in his past. Talk about crazy karma, right? All right, now, while Trump sits in court, the Biden campaign has continued to bash Trump from every angle they can think of. Today, an ad aired which sought to battle Trump on his handling of the border. The ad criticized Donald Trump for separating families when caught as a way to discourage them from crossing. Biden's campaign manager, Julie Rodriguez, stated, "To this day, President Biden is still working tirelessly to reunite children with their families. It's the enduring legacy of Trump who made it his mission to go after mothers and kids under the guise of being tough on immigration." Now, I'll admit that this is a harsh way to deal with illegal immigration, but it was deterring people from coming to the country. Now, notice that they didn't go with the lie that Trump was putting children in cages, because they know it's now been sufficiently fact-checked that that was actually Barack Obama who created those cages. Now, according to the Center for Immigration Law and Policy attorney, Monica Lagranica, the issue is still at large. She stated, "We have been ringing the alarm bell about ongoing separation under the Biden administration since 2021, and the administration has really failed to implement a policy that would proactively prevent these kinds of separations from occurring." So they are bragging about Biden tirelessly working to reunite children with their mothers, while now this group and their attorney are coming out saying, we've literally been suing this guy over and over again for this to happen. So total lies coming out of Joe Biden's fake teeth again, or out of his mouth, sorry. Also, remember how the Biden administration lost 100,000 children crossing the border? I don't even want to think what is happening to these children, but I know this: they are not looking for them. And to me, that is pathetic. Now, if I was Biden, I'd stay super silent on Donald Trump and the border. When you have the worst illegal immigration in history and multiple cases of people dying trying to get in, you can't play the saint card. On top of the fact that many of the illegal immigrants that came in under you have committed crimes, major crimes, deadly crimes. So you're also contributing to almost 100,000 people dying from fentanyl every single year. But he doesn't care. All right, now I want to hear from you in the comments. Who was better at handling the border, Trump or Biden? Type T for Trump and B for Biden so I can see it really easily in the comments. Also, there is some crazy news coming out of the state of Georgia. Two big stories which should reverse the presidency, but likely won't. But at least Republicans are proven to not be crazy. The Georgia State Election Board admitted today they found the hand and certified machine recount of the 2020 election to be in violation of state law. In a nutshell, enough votes were found affected to alter the outcome of the 2020 election. It has now been factually proven, the committee said, that both the hand audit, this is really, really important, and the certified machine count, yes, the certified count, yes, both have been found in violation of the Georgia election law. Based on these findings, to those who have fought factually, respectfully, and relentlessly, I close with one word: vindicated. So these people have been called crazy, threatened with jail, and now that they're wrapping up their investigation, the whole thing was illegal. All of those ballots are illegal. Second, the head of the committee investigating asked why 380,761 ballot images from election night are missing. No one had an answer. She said, "How can no one know?" A woman stood up and said, we don't know. So the lady then asked, "Can you at least confirm that from election night, 380,761 ballot images cannot be found?" The man running the investigation said, yes. So the hand count and the electric recount were illegal, and 380,761 ballot images cannot be found. They were either wiped so that no one could review them, maybe see that they were pre-filled, folded incorrectly, have similar addresses, similar signatures, or they never existed in the first place. Wow. Do you guys know what this means? This means that between Georgia and Wisconsin alone, Donald J. Trump should be the sitting president of the United States of America right now. It's taken them 3 years to get to the bottom of this bullcrap. I mean, this is crazy. And there's still information coming out in Arizona. And I've been telling you about the 100,000 ballots that they now say were illegal in Pennsylvania. No date or bad date, illegal, thrown out. Trump wins. Isn't it interesting how much effort went into these swing states? And it's now taken 3 years to unwind this cord and figure out what the heck went wrong. TikTok is not going down without a fight. They have countersued the U.S. government after Biden signed a law which states it must be sold to remain available in the United States. In its filing, TikTok argued that enforcement of the law would be an extraordinarily unconstitutional assertion of power because it allows the government to violate the First Amendment on the grounds of national security concerns. I personally don't know if TikTok is going to win this, but it's an interesting argument. And I do think that there is foul play here, because think how much money social media companies give to politicians. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook alone gave $400 million to get Biden elected. And now, all of the sudden, everybody's against TikTok so that Google and Facebook and Instagram and all of these other companies can remain the dominant player in the United States. Just saying, there's something not right about it. Okay, now Biden, although I don't care for him, made some important comments at the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum today. President Joe Biden has once again stood up to anti-Semitism running rampant on college campuses. Biden stated, "Now here we are, not 75 years later from the Holocaust, and 7.5 months later, from October 7th, and people are already forgetting. They're already forgetting that Hamas unleashed this terror. It was Hamas that brutalized Israel. It was Hamas that took and continues to hold hostages. I have not forgotten, and nor have you, and we will not forget. Now, speaking of Hamas, did you know that aid trucks with food were finally allowed in? And Hamas started shooting their own people. Many were left dead and maimed. I guess they didn't want their people stealing the aid before they could steal it from the people. Now, I feel so bad for the people in Gaza. They're literally caught between Israel and terrorists that hate them and use them as human shields and shoot them so that they can't get access to food and medical supplies for their children and for their families. It's just so, so sad. So literally, they just intercepted all of that aid and stole it away from the people. Very, very sad. All right, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more with you. Before you go, I want to remind you that you are amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please make sure to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button. Also, do not leave YouTube without watching this video. That's how important it is. Hey, have a great rest of your night.